Good evening and welcome to the Red Cellar. Tonight we have Court, the Beardy Nerd, with us tonight. He has his lovely beard accessory, the pink and blue polka dotted bow tie. We are just doing another question and answer with Court. His fans have a lot of questions, and we want to give his fans what they want. And we just we are just lucky enough to be able to ask Quart his questions. Court his questions. Holy fuck.
Just stop.
Tongue tied. Here we go.
I'll change the subject with a magic trick.
Oh my.
Whoa, where did your
fucking
finger go?
God. That was amazing. Unlike my awesome magic tricks that failed so
Jax.
That's how you do some magic right there.
That gang of jacks.
That gang of jacks, those fuckers, those fuckers. All right, so we'll start the first questions with what does it take and the time that it takes for you to put out a video? What really goes into that? How much editing, how much time do you put into doing your videos?
Yeah, so most people don't realize the amount of effort that goes into it. I don't have any sort of like film studio or anything like that, so every time I want to shoot a video, I gotta set up the camera, I gotta set up the lights, I gotta clear some space out, and then each time after I have to break it down, and then I have to take it from my SD card, put it into my editing program. Just to put it in the program to upload it, it takes like an hour, and to edit it takes another like hour or two. Then to export it takes like 4 or 5 hours, and then to upload to YouTube is like another 2 or 3 hours, and then to process it is another hour on top of that. So
Holy crap.
people always want like more videos, but it's just not possible. Like it usually takes like a full 24 hours to put out one video, and that's not because I'm just doing other stuff. It just takes that long. It's the file sizes are just that big.
So is that for all your videos? Because recently your videos actually have been quite shorter. And
so when they're a little bit shorter, it goes a little bit faster because there's less uploading time. So the past couple ones have only been like, one of them was only like 6 minutes or something like that. So obviously versus like the 50-minute video, it's much quicker to process. But on average, the videos are usually like 15 to 20 minutes.
or an hour. I couldn't even imagine what it takes for you. So at a 15 to 20 minute video for your hour videos.
Yeah, and my camera, I mentioned like my camera, I don't have a video camera. I just have like a photography camera. So it only records 10 minutes at a time. So when people see like edits in my videos, that's not me editing. That's just the end of one clip and the start another because I have to stop and start my camera. So when I do like the big monthly, the ultimate unboxing, I got to do like 12 separate videos, and then the only editing I do is just putting them all together, and then that's pretty much it. And that takes a long time to do too.
Yeah, definitely. I know with our videos, with editing, we have to do it does take time, but
yeah.
You know, you get.
And we're
through
not
it.
even that good at it.
And we're not that good at it, so it just shows
Still
up.
takes forever.
Why don't you open boxes on camera?
Yeah, so that's a good question. A lot of people have asked that. Basically, I have to decide. Like, I can either do like an extensive review or I can do an unboxing. And the reason I created the channel wasn't just to like get attention or anything. It served a purpose. Like, I wanted to help people out. So I could just do the normal unboxing, but there are just like tens of thousands of channels out there that do just that. So I think people have their fill on that. And I don't think, as far as when I started it, there was no one out there doing like extensive reviews with like price points and like where you could get these things. So that's just what I've geared it towards. And I can't do both. I can't do like a surprise unboxing and show the item for the first time, and then also have in-depth research. Like, I'm pretty knowledgeable about it, but there's still research that goes into it. It seems like it's just kind of one or the other.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Makes good sense. Why do you sometimes smell things?
So that's actually a really interesting story. So about 5 years ago, I was in a near fatal car accident, and I was in a coma.
Wow.
So
crap.
I hit the back of my head really hard, and I lost pretty much everything. I lost my sense of smell. I couldn't hear very well. I couldn't see very well. Like, all your senses like are based in the back of your head. And the thing that stuck around was my sense of smell. I lost it for years, and it like slowly came back. And it's hard to explain to anyone, but you don't realize like how much you rely on your senses to the point where like if you lost one of them, you really start to appreciate it. Like when you can't smell anything, you don't realize how much you do it all the time. So it almost made me obsessive with like smells, and I can't smell them very well, so I have to stick it like right up in there. So it made me appreciate small stuff like that, like the small things of like opening a fresh plastic toy, like just reminds you of your childhood. So I always like new T-shirts, like new like plastic toys and stuff like that. I always like smell them when I first open them. It's just a habit. Like I've never even noticed that I do it until people pointed it out in the video.
Yeah.
It seems super weird, but yeah, I always like smell stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much you remember from a smell, you know?
Yeah.
It's just bonkers.
Smell is like #1 sense tied to memory.
What happened with your car accident?
So basically I got ejected from a car and then like did like a full flip and landed right on the back of my head.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was in a coma, not long. I was in there for probably like 2 or 3 days, something like that.
That's
still
that's
pretty,
fucked up.
Yeah.
That's serious.
Yeah.
What is your dog's name, and why was your selection of getting your dog, the kind of dog that you did? What kind of dog is it?
Tell us your story.
about your dog.
So, his name is Professor Pickles III, Esquire.
I love it. That is perfect.
So, but we honestly, we just call him Pup though. Like that's his nickname. Like my family's crazy like that. That there's a nickname for everything. So like animals, and it's the same for a lot of people. They have the name they name them and the name they call them.
Yep.
So and yeah, so I figured like since we're not gonna call him his original name, I'm gonna name him something super crazy and extravagant, like one of those crazy cat ladies.
Yeah.
Who has like long names for their cats and calls them their kids and stuff like that. So I just picked like a really goofy, extravagant name for him, and then I figured we'd just come up with a nickname for him along the way. So I picked up the most extravagant name I could. And then as far as the dog type, like I don't know, I've just always liked Jack Russells. Like I've never liked like really tiny dogs, but I don't like huge dogs. Like nothing against them, they're just a lot to handle.
Yeah.
They're just like sometimes they can overpower you. It's like
need a lot of space.
Yeah.
A lot of space for a big dog.
And also, Jack Russells are like one of the smartest dogs out there. So they're very, you can train them to do just about everything, and that's what I've done. Like I put a lot of work into it, so I've trained him to do everything. Like when I take him on walks, like I don't use a leash because I've trained him enough where he'll just stay with me wherever I go. So,
that's super cool.
So it's just kind of convenient. Yeah. Yeah, I just like the size, and I don't know what it is. Yeah, I've just always liked Jack Russells. I've always been my favorite.
They're so cute.
Yeah, where you at?
I love puppies.
We've always had big dogs.
He's totally passed out. He's getting pissed off.
Get him. Wake him up. Oh. I so hope that our microphone picked that up. We heard it, but I don't know.
Puppy.
I don't know what the microphone
He's
did.
a puppy. Professor Pickles. Pickles.
Pup. Oh.
Hey. Hey, buddy. Pickles.
He loves the whistle. You bark. So, what is... Edit.
Back. We're back.
Yeah. What is something that you have always wanted to say to these companies that I know you're very opinionated with your videos, but what is something that you really want to tell these companies that you haven't quite gone there yet?
Honestly, that's an easy one. Like, honestly, just don't be so sensitive. Like, people see my reviews. Like, that's a problem I have with the channel. I had an issue with one of my regulars that got really pissed off at me because he was saying how I was always bashing companies and like talking down about them, and I've explained this so many times in my videos. Like, I'm never bashing anyone. I'm never trying to be negative. I'm just being honest.
Right.
And the companies don't see it that way either. Same with Collectible Geek. They got all butthurt about it, and I'm like, you guys, like, if you're that insecure about your product, like, maybe there's a problem. And I've said it in the videos, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, hit me up, man. Like, be nice about it, and I'll give you some tips. Like, I'll totally help you guys out. And that's what ended up happening with that company. But I had to like go through the whole process of them being like, well, man, you gonna talk bad about our company? And like, yeah, it's like, chill out, man. Like, it's okay to be a new company. I'm just being honest. Like, just don't be so sensitive. Take it as constructive criticism, and then grow from it.
Yeah. So how, for you, I mean, you have an incredible lineup of boxes. I mean, more so, you spend, it goes, I guess, goes to my past too, because, and I still haven't subscribed to a box. And I'm kind of living through you and your videos to see the stuff. I mean, if I were to take the camera and scope across our desk right now, granted my awesome Minecraft Lego house is destroyed now, but I mean, I like desk figures. I like toys. Yes, I'm an adult. I have a child, but
Like many.
but I enjoy this stuff. I enjoy what that is a original micro machine from frickin' the 1990s.
Nice.
Don't bash.
I wasn't. I think it's adorable. City movers.
How much do you hear from them? I mean, you as a YouTuber and a reviewer of these boxes, how much do you actually hear from them, and what is like the general consensus of what you hear from them?
So some of these companies are bigger, but some definitely aren't. Like, you can always tell, like, by their product. If they put out an awesome product, it's usually a bigger company. And if they're not putting out a good one, it's usually like a very small company. Like Collectible Geek started out very small, where it was just like 2 or 3 guys. And those are the people that would like find me and like talk to me about it. Whereas like Nerd Block and stuff, like if I ever tried to hit them up, like they wouldn't respond to me. Like, they have a team of people that handle customer service. So it just depends on the company. Like, so many of them, and new ones pop up every month. The new ones are always the small companies. They'll talk to you one-on-one. They'll like negotiate stuff with you. But like Nerd Block, like Loot Crate, obviously like the Marvel Collector Core, like they don't have time for like small business people like me. They don't care.
What do you feel about that? Think about that?
It's expected. Like, obviously, I don't like it. Obviously, you would wish that even the big companies have time for the little guys like me, but that's just not reality. That's just a fact of life. Like, the smaller companies are going to have the better customer service, the more one-on-one relationship with you, and the big companies are going to brush you off. Like, I don't like it, and no one else does, but that's just how it is.
But does that change? I'm going like crazy man now. Does that change your look at the boxes that you get to stick to the smaller companies, or will you always have Loot Crate? Will you always have Nerd Block? Will you always do those big companies just for the fact that they're popular? Or will you, I know you said it with the Kawaii box and all that, you're going to give it a shot, you're going to show people what it's about, and you're going to move on eventually. Yes, it's nothing against the box, but you can't have 20 boxes that you try to fit into a month. Now, will you always have those popular boxes, even though they are the man, I guess you can say?
Yeah, probably. I think there's like a small group of them that'll always be around, like Loot Crate, Nerd Block, and probably now the Marvel Collector Core ones. Like, those will probably be like the main 3, the Titans, because those are ones that everyone's going to for their first box. Those are ones that everyone's always going to be interested in, like an opinion of what people think and a rating. Whereas the other ones, they're usually, I'll try them out because people are curious about it, but people will refer back to old videos. They don't need to be current. Like, I don't need to like keep up with every small company. People just need to see like a video or two, no matter when they're from, just to get an idea of new companies. But But yeah, the big boxes, they'll probably always be around. They'll always be in the countdown. They'll always be hanging around because that's kind of like the reference point. When you see these big companies, you know what you're going to expect. Then you can put all the small companies in a frame of reference in coordination with the big one.
Yeah, definitely. When I watch your Loot Crate videos, when I watch your Nerd Blog videos, and I'm not just picking on the big guy, but it seems to be pretty much the same thing over and over and over. You're not you, but these boxes aren't going to that original spot. Is that the product material isn't there? I mean, do you feel that these companies are pretty much going to run out of product eventually, unless Funko and they keep on going with new product? I mean, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, so that it's not that the products aren't out there. Like, that's one thing to take away from my channel. That's why I do like the weekly roundup or things like that, weekly ones where I like bring in new products. Like, that's to show like there's stuff out there. There's no limited stuff out there. You just got to find it. And that's what these companies won't do because it's just not cost effective. Okay. They don't want to pay someone on their team just to find new stuff. So they'll come up with a theme and they're just going to go with what's easiest, which is usually Funko, because they're just such a titan now and they come out with so much new stuff. Like, it's just easy to go to. And if they give a good value, then they don't really care. And that's what they've been doing. So that's why I always encourage these companies to like think outside the box. And honestly, Funko's getting bigger and bigger. And in this year, they have not just new series coming out, but new lines of products. So it's going to be better in that sense that Funko has more stuff, so everyone will get more variety. But you're right, it's still the same thing. Like, I always hate it when you get a box, no matter what theme it is, and it's just all Funko stuff. Like, nothing against them. Who doesn't love some Funko shit?
Right.
It's really awesome stuff.
They have good product. I mean, they really do, but
it's just a bummer when it's like, I was just at the mall and I saw all this stuff. It's like, and then it's like I could have just picked it up myself. Like, that's not really fun or anything like that.
Right.
It takes the joy out of getting a box when it's just like generic stuff.
Yeah. Definitely. If you were to talk to any company, a big company, a little company, what is one thing that you would say to them that you are looking for? And that, as when I say you have the knowledge to what comes to these boxes. What are you really looking for? What is the customer really looking for when it comes to this?
It's hard to say what everyone's looking for because there's so many different markets. Like, obviously, if any kids are subscribing to these boxes, they're cool with anything. Like, if they get a bunch of Funko stuff, they don't care. But us, like, as adults or as collectors, like, what I'm usually looking for is something new, something I haven't seen before. Just not just to have that, but just to open my eyes to like a new company or a new product or maybe like a new designer, a new sculptor, a new artist, something like that. Doesn't matter what it is, but just something new, something different that I couldn't have gotten on my own. It's not that I can't get it, but like I would have found out about that product. And it does happen. It happens quite often. Not all the time, obviously. But these companies got to realize, like, if they're all just doing the Funko thing, like, why is anyone going to subscribe to you when they can go to someone else who's doing it better? Right. So these new companies got to play the field. Like, they got to do some research and put in stuff that people are going to be surprised about. Like the Ninja Turtles things I sent you, like the little Leonardo you got.
Yes.
You've never seen that before, right?
No, not at all.
Exactly. And it wasn't hard at all to get. They had them at Target. I got that at Target.
Really?
So you just got to look for it. The point is, like, they could have gone straight to the manufacturer and gotten a bunch of those because they're not expensive. They're very cheaply made. They're cheap to get. Those only cost like I think $4.
Yeah.
So it's just something that if they had done research, they could have totally blown that away.
Yeah.
And Collectible Geek is doing their Ninja Turtles box. It should be here in a few days, and I doubt they'll have anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just they just don't know where to look. It just takes a lot of experience to know where to look to get new things.
Yeah. But when it comes to somebody that's subscribing to a box, what is a tip that you would give somebody to subscribe to a box? I'm not saying what box to subscribe to, but value-wise and what your money goes towards, what should we be looking for to actually pick a box to go with?
It's basic stuff like how you pick anything. You need to judge a company, so you need to go to their website. Like, how's the website put together? Does it look like a nice, like, valued website, or does it look like it was pieced together by someone in their garage? Like, it's things like that where you kind of get an idea for it, and you just got to do research, like everyone does when they're curious. What do? They go look up reviews and see what kind of stuff in there. And that's why I do mine, to give you like an actual number value, so it just makes it easier to process. Because you can watch a million unboxings and it's cool until
Right.
you actually think about the numbers, and that's what will make the difference between companies.
Yep.
What's your favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Leonardo, hands down.
Really?
And then you gave this
gave us
away?
Leo.
You gave this.
I'm trying to give you a little piece of me.
Oh.
Cute. That's so cute.
So you want to hear something funny though?
I do.
Like, as a kid, I assumed, like, because everyone's egocentric when they're a child, you assume your favorite is everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not until I became an adult did I realize like other people liked it. I assumed Leonardo was everyone's favorite because he was the leader.
Yeah.
He had swords, which are badass.
Yeah.
And blue is just a popular color, so I assumed everyone else liked it. But who are you guys' favorite turtles?
Donatello.
She likes Donatello. Why do you like Donatello?
Shut up.
No, what?
Who
No.
do you like?
No, why do you like?
Who do you like?
Why do you like Donatello?
Because I like Donatello.
Because you like purple.
Yes?
My favorite.
I like nunchucks, okay?
But who would that be then?
Raphael.
Wrong.
Oh.
Wrong. My favorite has always been Michelangelo.
But yeah, that was the genius of Ninja Turtles, though, which I didn't think about until I was older, like, because that was why it was good, because everyone could relate, because they had the 4 personalities. They had, like, the leader, the funny guy, the smart guy, and the badass, and they had 4 different colors, and they had 4 different weapons, so it was just, like, someone could relate to it in some way, always, whether you just like
Definitely.
the color, whether you liked a weapon, whether you liked the personality, and fucking everyone likes ninjas, let's face it. There's no
Yep.
one that doesn't like ninjas.
Yep.
So I think that's why
I
it
wish I was
so
a ninja.
popular. Like, very simple, but
Hell
relates
yes.
to everyone.
How many tattoos do you have for start?
I think 7.
What?
7?
What was your first tattoo?
Like really 7? Like no, you're like you look more tattooed than I am, and I have way more than 7.
Well, you gotta realize, like, this is one dragon. Like, there's his head, and then it wraps around here, and it wraps around here, and then the tail ends right here.
But what's
So you have
the
to count
little?
that as, like, more than one. That's one big dragon.
Yeah,
Like, that's one.
that's one. Yeah.
And then the other one, like, this one's one big piece. Like, it's an octopus, and then it's just, like, the water flows there, so that's 2. And then I count these as 1. You can see it.
I noticed
Ah,
that.
you were gonna get fingers.
I noticed that, but I never. I realized that actually earlier recording. I
You wanted to
realized
get a
it more.
smiley face.
I've always wanted a stick figure tattoo. I don't know why. I just wanted a stick.
I want
figure.
that too. I want a smiley face one on one of my other fingers. I just need to. The guy that did it moved away, and he was the only person I've ever met who could do fingertip ones. It's really, really hard to do. Yeah, it was the same for me. One, some people don't know how to do it so the right way, so they'll just do it, and it won't stay because you don't have pigment in your hand, so it won't hold the ink.
Mhm.
So there's a very specific way you have to do it. So that's why companies won't, because their business, they guarantee any touch-ups are free, so they purposely won't do that. These, you can't tattoo in like a normal one where they just like draw on you with the pen. It won't work like that. They have to stipple it in, so they have to take the gun and they have to like pound it in like as hard as they can for one dot, and then do it again for the next dot.
Wow.
And so it's like a couple hundred like single dots, but they have to stipple it in one at a time and just pound it in there, or else it just won't stay.
Wow.
It
And
sounds
this
painful.
was the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my life. Like, you couldn't believe it.
Did
'Cause
you
gotta
bleed
realize,
a
like,
lot?
Your fingertips, how sensitive your fingertips are, like all
Yeah.
your like sensitivity and pain
Yeah.
receptors in your fingertips, like
Right.
unbelievable pain. Everything else doesn't even compare, like not even close.
Yeah.
Did it bleed a lot?
Oh yeah, and my fingertips swelled up like super huge on the end, like.
I don't want.
Do you actually wear glasses?
I do, but most people don't know, like the colored lenses, these are usually fake. because I just can't afford to put like prescription lenses in every single pair. It's just too expensive. So I do wear glasses, and I have like actual glasses, but the ones I wear on my videos are most of the time like 90% not real. These are just like plastic lenses. Some of them don't even have lenses. They're just for show.
Yeah.
So, cool website for fun glasses that you can get prescriptions in. I don't know if you've heard of it. You probably have. You know everything. But it's called iBuyDirect.com. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's EYEBUY direct.com. And you can get really fun glasses, prescription, for like $6.95 plus shipping.
Really?
It's amazing. Because normally your glasses are like $69 to
200.
$300,
Yeah.
depending. I had got like 4 pair and spent under $100.
Wow.
Prescription.
Yeah, she bought me 2 pair that was.
It was only like $25.
Yeah. So it's,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, check it out. It's amazing. They don't have
her
awful
nerd,
ones.
the nerd glasses are from.
Yeah, I got some nerdy ones. There's an awesome ones. I want some cat eye nerdy ones though.
Yeah.
I gotta get some of those. Cheers.
Cheers.
I need to fill
Video
my
cheers.
cup again.
Yay!
Cheers! As a kid, my mom made all my Halloween costumes, and she'd always make it whatever I wanted to be. So I would be like, I was Belle one year, and my brother was the Sultan from Aladdin, and then I was Princess Jasmine, and he was a mummy. I don't know. Anyways, what was your favorite Halloween costume, or some top favorites?
So I'm totally gonna be a downer now.
Oh,
So I've never had a Halloween. I've never gotten to celebrate.
Ever.
why?
Ever. I've never had Halloween, never had Christmas, because my family was all Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh.
Oh, that's
So
like
I never got a holiday as a kid. Not until in recent years, like me and my girlfriend would celebrate Christmas together. Like I never got to dress up, I never got presents, I never did Easter,
oh my
like
god.
I never got any of that stuff.
That sounds sad.
Wow.
That sounds
I
really
know,
sad.
it's such a bummer.
I have those guys come to the door all the time, but
They're nice.
I didn't realize that was the extent of the religion. I didn't, like, honestly, true to everything, I never realized that.
Yeah, 0 holidays, none.
So do you still follow that path?
No, I totally like will celebrate like stuff now. Like I'm obviously too old to go trick or treating or anything, but
No, you're
I'm
not.
so
You're
bummed
never
that I
too
like
old.
never got to do that. It wasn't a big deal now looking back. Like candy I can buy myself, but it was just like experiences like that I don't ever get to look back on. Like it's like,
Yeah.
wow, that's kind of
Aw.
hard. And like waking
Bummer.
up on Christmas morning and stuff like that. Like I never got to do that.
Yeah.
So what did you celebrate?
Nothing. We didn't have holidays. Like my family did like stuff where we do like gift giving days or something like that, but no, we didn't get any of those.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I totally just shit all over that question.
Did
Yeah.
you ever like
Another one, I'll shit on that one too.
did you ever dress up in like suits and ties and stuff and go door to door?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, so, you know, I understood, like, a lot of the things they do, like, I understood why, but it sucked, man, like, just, you gotta think
I
about it,
believe
like,
it.
I thought about it from other people's perspective, like, even if you were, like, God's answer, like, even if you were just what someone was looking for, if someone came to my door at, like, 9 a.m., even if they were, like, giving free money or something like that, I'd still be pissed when I got to the door, like, that's just how it is, like, it just didn't make sense to me. Like, I understood, like, spreading the word and getting the word out there, but
Right.
at the same time, like, man, like, I feel like such a burden on people. Like, you kidding me? Going and waking people up, knocking on their door, like, that just, oh, it was miserable. I hated it.
Yeah. You pretty much comment. There's been a few
You're very interactive.
There's a few that aren't, but
Yeah.
overall, you reply to pretty much every person, even if it's I love your videos. It's a thank you. It's something along those lines. I mean, how do you?
Absolutely. And I think that's a big part. And honestly, I've gotten in over my head in that department because that takes up so much time. Like each night when I get home, like it's like 2 hours before I go to sleep just to reply. Like it's gotten to be a big thing, which I didn't expect. But that's kind of like one of the main things I wanted the channel to be about. Like, I wanted to create a community. I wanted people to like come there and feel comfortable talking about whatever. And I didn't want it to be like random comments. I want people to feel like they're being heard. I don't want it to be like one of these big box companies that shoos away the people that matter the most. Like, those are the people that count. Like, the people that are taking time to leave comments, like, those are your most important viewers.
Right.
They're the ones that are going to, like, spread the word. So I want to make sure, like, everyone's opinion's heard. So, like, 90% of the time I have a reply. At the very least, I'll like their comment just so they know that I read it. Like, every single time. There's not a single comment that I don't like. Unless it's a shitty one, obviously.
Right.
Say something negative about me, then I won't like it. But, yeah.
Yeah. Now, what do you do in that situation if somebody does leave a negative comment? Do you reply to that? Do you kind of cover yourself? Do you say, well, I understand what you're saying, blah, 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 blah? What do you do in the negative sense?
So it depends. So I've only had like three or four actual cases. Like, one of them, like, really, like, it kind of hurts your feelings. Like, when someone, like, it's you try not to let it, but when someone actually takes time out of their day to, like, leave a hateful comment, like, it always hits home. Like, you don't want it to, but it does. Like, when I first started, like, I had my one video up, and I had nothing else, and I was obviously an amateur at it. And one guy just, like, laid into me and insulted me, like, insulted my dog, like, just, like, went to town on me. And I'm
How can
like,
you insult a dog?
yeah. And I'm like, really, guy? And I was about to, like, go to town on his videos and just, like, lay into him. But I'm like, you know what? Like, no, like, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be the one that, like, just starts this battle. So I just ended up, like, blocking him, and so I don't have to worry about it. And if they're just, like, throwing, like, hateful comments and swearing, like, I'll just block them. Like, I'll erase the comment and block him, and no one will ever see it. But he replied to, like, my Geek Feel video, and he's like, I'm so sick of how you're hating on all these videos and stuff like that, hating on these box companies. And I legit told him, like, Geek Feel, the company, actually saw that video and replied to my comments, like, and they said, like, hey, thanks for all the input. We appreciate your honesty. So I straight up told him, I'm like, I'm sorry you feel that way, but, like, even the company says I wasn't being hateful. I'm just being honest and trying to be helpful. So it just depends on the degree of it. So I'll try to, like, play it off, but if someone's just being rude to other people, like, I'll block them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are at 1421 is your subscribers.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I just hit that, like, 1,400, like, earlier this morning.
Wow.
Recent.
Do you feel that your, how to phrase this? Do you feel that you're getting to people, like, when you obviously, I haven't gone through all your comments, I haven't read everything that everybody else is writing, but do you feel that you're getting to people, or do you ever feel like you're wasting your time? How about that?
Sometimes, like I said, like, it's I try not to let, like, negative comments get to me, but I've definitely, like, felt that, like, when that most recent guy, when I did the giveaway for him and then he came back and, like, spread some shit on my channel, like, I was, like, really bummed out about that. Because I told you, like, I just recently went through, like, a whole breakup thing. And then, like, later that night, I came home and saw that comment, and I just, like, I was out. Like, I was just like, man, like, I'm so sick of this. Like, I was just felt, like, totally, like, defeated.
Yeah.
And then, like, and then I saw, like, something, like, you had commented on, and then someone else, like, did an unboxing, like, the other giveaway I did, like, that was, like, 2 days later that I went back on the channel, and I saw that, and it's like, you know what, like, I can't let one comment, because I saw the numbers, like, the amount of comments that are on there, like, I can't let one single comment, like, get to me, so I gotta, like, keep that in mind, that I am getting out there to people. It is helping, like, 95% of the comments are, like, thank you for your help, so it's, like, I do feel like I'm getting out there. It's just, like, it's hard to keep that in mind when, like, even one person, like, is on there just, like, saying shit about it.
Definitely, I for me personally, I do appreciate what you do with your fans.
Yeah.
I really feel that, and unfortunately, like I was saying before, I don't know if it will change, but you're already, after, what, 5 months, at 1,400 subscribers. Granted, you don't have 1,400 people commenting to you, but at the same time, you do have a diverse number of people that do comment to you, that you do comment back to, and it's kind of best or worst of both worlds, where eventually you will get to the point that you're so big that you can't comment back to everybody. Does that ever go through your mind that you think to yourself, well, if I ever get so big, I won't be able to or don't want to, or...
Yeah, I totally do think about that. You know, I don't know what I'm gonna do, like, cause I don't want to lose that. I don't want to become like this big thing. Like, I don't even know if it'll ever get to that. Who knows if I'll ever make it to like any sort of relevant status. But even if I did, I do think about that. Like, what am I gonna do? And I think at that point, I'm just gonna do as much as I can. I won't be able to reply to every comment. So the ones that are just like, hey, nice video, those are the ones where I'll probably have to like just pass on, and then ones that are more inquisitive, like maybe give a full reply. So it's just gonna be like a gradation. Like now it's everything, but the more it gets, I'll just do the more and more important comments, and I'll just do what I can. Like any free time that I have, I'll just go and reply to a few comments, and that's what it'll have to be. And
Yeah.
It sucks to have to like be that person, but like at a certain point, like what can you do? Like
Right. You are one person versus
yeah,
thousands.
yeah.
Now, when I think I've already pushed on this question a lot, but yes, you got to this so people could see the difference in the boxes. Did you ever want anything more than to help other people out, or what was your?
So I mean, I would sound like an idiot if I didn't say like there was something I wanted out of it as well. Like I'd love to be like Jesus here and just be like, I'm here for the people. Like I never take anything from return. So honestly, like the number one thing was to help people, but I wanted a community. Like I wanted to talk about things just as much as I want people to talk to me. Like I wanted an outlet to like express my opinions, because I have, just like anyone does, I have lots of opinions on things, and I think it, and it's like so much different when I get a box and I just have no one to talk to.
Yeah.
Like I get all this cool shit and it's just like in my head. So it's just nice to be able to say things and have someone listen. So it is actually like, that's where I get something from it. So people listen, they get information, and I get to talk, and someone listens to me. Like that's a big deal for me. So that's what I get.
Good. So again, with you said before in our last video that we did with you, your another reasoning for getting to the videos is you were kind of curious about things. Was there one box that you were curious on getting when you were looking for reviews, or were you just looking at the boxes in general?
Oh, there were so many. So the first one I found out about was Loot Crate, and I like couldn't wait to get it, and I was so curious about it. And then I looked up for reviews, and then I found out about Nerd Block, and then I found out about Booty Bin, and just like so on and so forth. So I was so like intense and curious about all of them. So it was the exact feeling about every single one I got. Like I was so curious about it, and I couldn't wait to like get it and do something with it.
Yeah. Now, has it always been I'll say it this way, but a toy thing for you? I mean, obviously, you look in your background, you have a collection of stuff. And yes, your art was your big start of collecting and all that. But are you interested in the toy aspect of it? Like, for me personally, like, I'm a kid at heart. I love toys. I love all that. But I really could, Spider-Man figure. Honestly, if it weren't for other people and us trying to say, hey, you can go buy this 3-pack at Target for $4.99, should you buy it or not? Like, honestly, I could really care less about this little figure. Do you have the love for the figures as you do the artwork, or has that just become something because of all the boxes you're doing?
No, absolutely not. I love the figures, man. Like in the video, you only see a small wall, and you only see like this little area back here. Like it goes way back. Like most of the things you see on my wall are from other people because they know I love it. Like everything in here, like going in depth to it, like everything's a memory. Like most people keep pictures of like good times and stuff. Every single figure in here is a memory of like an event, a person, a time, a place. So every little thing in here has like a personal connection with me. So I'm able to do like a logistic review of things, which that's how it is on the channel. But everything in here like means so much to me. Like I'm a kid at heart too. Like it brings back memories of my childhood. It reminds me of the person that gave it to me. So like, and it makes me happy. Like that's why I've decorated my walls with it, because I wake up in the morning and I go to take a piss and I'm like hungover, but then I look up at the wall in front of my toilet and I see like awesome figures from like a birthday that I had like 10 years ago or something like that. So I absolutely have like genuine love for these things and respect for them. I just try to be very professional on the channel.
Yeah. Now, even if you have to get up, if you're willing to pick your favorite one figure you have.
Probably the one that sits on top of my computer screen. He's taped down. So this little tiny guy, I don't know if you guys have ever watched Dragon Ball Z. This little guy was like one of the first things I ever got, like my brother got for me. And I'm pretty sure it was at like Comic-Con or something like that. And even when I wasn't collecting, I just still had it. And this came with me from like house to house, from region to region. This has been always been like my favorite animated character, and I love the show, and it reminds me of my brother and my family. And this is probably the favorite one, and this is the only one that like sits like right on top of my computer with a little piece of tape, because it's been everywhere with me. Like it's just always been my favorite one, and it's just an awesome little figure. So I probably pick that one.
Awesome.
Like hands down.
Very cool. That's super cool. Don't move. Don't move. So like right now, it is perfect that on our screen, and I don't know if this will come up like this on our recording, but
his bow tie,
your bow tie
looks like a legit tie.
it looks like you're legitimately wearing a pink and blue polka dot fucking bow tie.
Classy man.
It's like perfect right now. It's great. I like it.
Anyways, good beard accessories.
Good beard accessories. I like that. But what is something that you want to tell your fans, or a reply to your fans, or something along the lines that you want to say to your fans that they haven't already known?
Probably just that, like, all your comments do go heard. So I know, like you said, you feel kind of goofy, like, saying comments sometimes, because you're like, oh, so many people have already said that. But, like, I want everyone to know your comments are heard and they are helpful. Like, I do try to gear things, like, towards the community. So when I do get that one hateful comment, like, unfortunately, I do try to change things because of it. So if you see something you like, don't be scared to tell me. Even if 50 people have said it, like, that's okay. Like, that helps me to know what you guys like. Because this recent box, the Kawaii box, I kept putting it off because I didn't want to do the video, because I knew it was going to be such a boring video, because there was just nothing interesting in the box. It was just very, like, random stuff that no one knew about. So I just was so unexcited about the video. And then I posted it, and it's been, like, the best response I've gotten from any of my videos.
Yeah.
People kept talking about how much they loved it. It's like, that's awesome. That, like, made me feel so much better and gave me, like, so much encouragement to, like, record more videos. Like, so that it really does help. So I want everyone to know, like, every little comment out there goes heard, and it helps, and it really is very much appreciated. And that's why I do giveaways, and that's why I sent you guys something, because I honestly do appreciate, like, everything you've done, like, the videos you've edited and posted. Like, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. So I just crammed as much shit as I possibly could into one box to, like, say thank you. But even that's not enough. Like, there's just not enough space to, like, express how much I appreciate everything. So anyone out there who sees this, like, never feel like your comment's not important. Never feel like someone else has said it. Never feel stupid saying anything or bringing up anything or throwing your opinion in there. Like, please, this is the one place or a channel that you can go to and never be judged. You'll never be insulted. And I try my best to make sure people don't even do that to each other. You're never going to feel weird about anything you do or say here.
Awesome. That's super
really cool.
Yeah, and I think that's important nowadays. I mean, it's I'm not going sappy or anything, but the way that society's going with bullying and all that stuff, I think that's super important, and it's super cool that you yourself are trying to create a community. I mean, I think that goes further than YouTube, that goes further than Twitter or Facebook, where to make an actual, almost a family of people that can relate to you, that can talk to you, I think that's very important to do in videos nowadays. It really is.
Yeah. And I try to like make that line very clear. Like I always want people to know, like if you disagree with me, like that's okay. Like you're totally welcome to disagree with me and even say so. I would never get mad at that. And people do all the time.
Yeah.
But when you do, just like don't be a dick about it. Like
right.
Don't come up with names or anything like that and put them down. Like if you have a different opinion, hey, let's talk about it. Like that's what I'm here for.
Right.
Like, just don't be rude. Don't be rude.
That was going to be my next question. How would you handle the negative comments? But that's a perfect answer for that already.
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually give people a warning. If someone does it once, I'll be like, I always respond to them and be like, well, that person had a valued opinion. Here's why, and then give them a response.
Yeah.
But if they keep doing it and keep like being rude to other people, then like I kind of have to be forced to block them. That's only happened like once or twice, but like it does have to happen.
Yeah. You got your trolls.
Yeah.
Definitely have your trolls.
Yeah. And I always research them too. I'll go on their channel and see what they're about. Like one guy, he was being rude to people, and I was like, it was the first guy I had to block, and I'm like, should I do it? And then I went on his Google Plus account and looked at like his About Me section, and under occupation it said pimp, and under special skills it said smacking bitches.
Oh.
Okay.
He sounds delightful.
Did you find where he lived?
So I'm like, yeah, good game. Like you're done here. Like don't ever visit me.
Smacking bitches.
Okay. Yeah, I get a clear picture now. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. You sound like a stand-up gentleman.
Yeah.
Let's go smack some bitches.
Yeah.
Smacking these O's. Sorry.
Well, awesome. All right. Well, I do appreciate you.
This has been enlightening.
It's been a very good night.
Legit. Been learning a lot.
We will be doing it again. We will touch base again with you. And
anyways.
Well, thank you so much
for
the Beardy Nerd.
Night.
I do appreciate
Or good morning, since it's already 3:30.
It is 3:30 in the morning. It is 1:30 in the morning for you. But thank you very much. Thank you everybody else for tuning in and joining. And we will see you again soon. And we will have more with the Beardy Nerd. And as always, I will let him go out with his outro of...
Love you all. Peace.
Have a good night.
Thanks for coming to the Red Cellar. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, don't be a stranger. Follow us on Twitter @TheRedCellar. Also on Facebook. Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Later, bitches!